Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 106. Joining me, as always, Daniel Navaroli.
What's up, gamers? What's up, Connor?
Daniel, no Sims.
No Sims.
What do we want to say this time? So
he took his PC and had a hammer and just smashed it.
Just smashed it.
No more
just
PC right now.
yeah. Sims also handles the technical side for most of our stuff and the editing and whatnot. So the shows may be a little rocky for the next couple of weeks until Sims returns, but nonetheless, we will carry on with the show. Yeah. I was gonna say he fell off a cliff or something, but you went much, because he's working in that coal mine, And then,
his coal mine strength.
Yeah, top of the coal mine, he fell off the mountain and broke every bone in his body.
Does he have a glider?
Do you think Sims is that advanced?
I mean, Link had one too.
Yeah, Link had one. That's a good point.
Yeah. Wood.
Sure. Aloy didn't have one in the last game, but I mean, she's got one now, so. I don't know. Is Sims at the sequel of his game yet? Not entirely sure.
I mean, if he's getting out of the coal mines, I would assume
you think so? Okay.
Yeah. He has to have a glider if he's jumping off.
Nonetheless, every bone in his body is broken, but it'll heal in a matter of 2 weeks, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Magic, Sims is Jesus. Anyways, Daniel, it's been another busy week in the world of video games.
Yes, it has. We're getting a big release.
Yeah, the games are starting to flow out, Daniel.
Cuphead's tomorrow, the biggest release.
The Cuphead TV show. I am super excited for that show. I really am. Yeah.
It's the biggest thing this Friday, Cuphead.
Anyways, we wanted to do a little bit of a review recap for Horizon Forbidden West. Also, Total War Warhammer. What were we calling that game?
Warhammer 3.
Warhammer 3. We'll try that again in a little bit. But first, we're going to talk about the Horizon Forbidden West reviews. It's currently sitting at an 89 on OpenCritic. I believe it's also at an 89 on Metacritic. I only got the open one pulled up right now. Yeah, both of them. Let's see here. IGN gave it a 9. Easy Allies gave it a 9. Try to find a more negative one.
Kind of funny, he did their little new review.
Kind of funny gave it a 5 out of 5. GameSpot gave it an 8. I know ACG, the guy that used to host The Finding Duke over at Sacred Symbols, he said he was having a lot of issues with bugs and whatnot, so he didn't give it that highly a review, but he did like the game more overall than he did Zero Dawn. It seems overall, just technical issues it seemed like he was having, which I know there's been a few patches released since he was probably playing, so I know I have the game preloaded, so I've gotten like 3 patches since reviews dropped. So
there's a bunch of pop-ins,
pop-in textures and stuff like that. Yeah, you'd expect. But overall, I mean, for what I've been seeing, it seems like the game is just better than the first. All around. It seems. I'm not really seeing anyone say hey, it's worse than the first game or something like that.
Maybe in some aspects, apparently, but nothing too major.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I've kind of gone on blackout. I just kind of looked at the numbers and was like, oh, okay, good. People like it. Cool.
If seems like if you like the first one, you will like the second one.
Right. Exactly.
I don't think it doesn't seem like that they've done enough to change and bring people that didn't like the first one.
Yeah, and it's just the type of game it is. I see the faults in Horizon. Obviously, I love this fucking series. I got a poster right there. And it's just I know it appeals to me more than it does most people. It's it's the setting I fucking love. I just love everything about the setting. The post apocalypse thing with these people worshiping this ancient technology, but it's super advanced technology at the same time, stuff like that. I'm just so into it. It's one of those series where I will sit there and watch lore videos on YouTube and stuff because I find it that interesting, and not a lot of games do that. It's this Mass Effect and Fallout for me, where I'm just oh, dude, give me everything about this because I just love it so much. But yeah, I understand the faults in these games. They do take a lot of stuff from other games. There's a lot of Ubisoft games thrown in here. A lot of typical open world stuff you see like that. Obviously now they're pulling in the glider from Breath of the Wild and stuff like that. They got the dialogue options from
type of shot thing.
Yeah, grapple hook and stuff and it's funny because everything I'm mentioning is shit I love, but it's they got the dialogue options from the Mass Effect games and stuff like that too. So I see the faults. If you're not into stuff like that, you're not gonna like this game. But overall, I still can't wait.
Yeah, I know some people also weirdly don't like Aloy, even though I really like Aloy.
Aloy is cool. Aloy is dope.
I like Aloy. I know there's some people that don't, but you know,
I
I'm
can
very
understand the
excited.
complaint. She's a bit of a what do they call that term? Mary Sue, where everything. She just a lot of people have that complaint with Daisy Ridley's character in Star Wars, where like
I disagree with both of them.
I do too a little bit, where like everything kind of just goes perfectly for them. I mean, I don't know. I understand that a little bit to an extent, but at the same time, it's not like she doesn't have struggles and stuff throughout the stories of these games. And I mean, I haven't played the second one, but the first one certainly.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't agree with that critique of her, but I could see why people wouldn't like her though. But
Definitely.
that's just yeah, I'm very excited for the game. The reviews, I
Me too.
didn't
I know
need
you're very
reviews
high on the
to.
first game too, so
Yeah, of
yeah.
course. I know you're much higher than me. I know that there's like levels here. Like I love that first game, but you are definitely like it more than I
Yeah,
do. And then
it's like in
Sims
my
is
top 5 of favorite games of all time.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean, it's in my. I think it's in my top 100 probably. But like I have
sure.
my top games. I think it's in my top 100. But Sims is even lower than me, or I should say much lower. He didn't really like the first one.
Yeah, Sims is at the point where he doesn't even like it. So
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very
so
excited.
yeah, I'll definitely be curious to hear his opinions on it and see if he does come around on it at all. Because I mean,
Yeah, I wonder if the
more than likely,
glider.
me and you are gonna love it. I would bet. I mean, certainly there's a chance I turn this thing on tonight and I'm just like, oh, this game sucks. I mean,
You know, I
but I
don't think
highly doubt it.
I don't think that that's huge, a huge chance of that. But I think that there might be a chance you might not like it as much as the first,
Sure.
especially if it is so similar.
I
You
just
know,
think with what they're adding though, the grappling hook, the hang glider, it's like I love that shit too. So it's like
or
I
I
don't see how I
mean,
couldn't.
Breath of the Wild. Come on.
Exactly, and it's like maybe from a story standpoint, that's probably where it could let me down the most, right?
That was my biggest issue,
Yeah,
like worry was narrative wise. The only thing they would need next is being able to climb everything. More games need that.
yeah, definitely. I agree. I mean, why not? Like I don't. Yeah, I mean, I just agree. Yeah, why not?
If Breath of the Wild did it, like let's just be able to climb everything now. We don't need the like little bricks that you need to be jumping to all the time.
hmm
Just let me climb up the wall.
Yeah, I am curious how's this because it looks like there's just certain spots where you can climb, and it looks like there's more area to climb in this one, but it's still not. You can't
Like
climb
we've been doing
everything.
this since Uncharted,
Yeah,
or I guess technically Assassin's Creed as well. Like Assassin's Creed
Uncharted, I
really,
get with it being a linear game, but like open world game, yeah, you should probably just be
Assassin's
able to
Creed
climb everything.
does the same thing.
Yeah. See, I wonder if it is like that, where like you can pretty much climb everything in the newer Assassin's Creeds at this point. So I wonder if it is more like that. I don't know though. Curious.
We'll see. It doesn't seem like it. It seems very much like the first in
Sure.
terms of climbing. But yeah, the reviews are great.
Yeah, views are great. Go Gorilla. Happy for them.
Hmm. Yeah, what
It's
a
awesome to see these guys transition from Killzone to this and have a lot of success like they are still.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I just find this world so cool and stuff. So, yeah, I'm stoked, man. This is like one of my most anticipated for the year. It's like this,
Oh yeah.
this and Starfield. They're like neck and neck with anticipation for me.
Hmm.
Also, God of
Yep.
War, but who knows? We'll now move on to the. Where is this game? Total War Warhammer 3. Okay,
Mhm.
that's
Yes.
a mouthful, Daniel.
It's a long title.
That's a lot.
A lot of wars.
Drop one of the wars, all right, guys. Anyways, this game comes from Creative Assembly, who are the Halo Wars guys. So I'm a big fan of them.
I've done a bunch of Total War games.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
So are these games exactly like Halo Wars, like just a strategy game like that?
I mean, it's a different universe.
Well, yeah, but like, are they just do I have the right idea with Halo Wars?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I think Halo Wars is a little more streamlined compared to Total War.
Sure. Yeah. And I mean, I loved Halo Wars too. I didn't get to beat it, but from what I played, that game was really good. So.
Yeah. So that has their fan base. Sloan loves those games.
Yeah, the game is also currently sitting at an 89 in Open Critic. Let's look at some reviews.
Wouldn't that be
here.
amazing if this was the best reviewed game of the year?
Right? It could be.
With Warhammer 3.
I guess it could be. I mean, it's up there. It's gonna sit up there right now. It's funny. Both these games would have been 2 and 3. They would have been if they came out last year. They would have been right behind Forza. So, crazy, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pull up some reviews.
Yeah, it's interesting. Me and you talked about like right as we were getting Horizon reviews, what they would get, and I kind of brought up that their games just don't get in the 90s as much as they used to. We're
No.
seeing reviews just much lower constantly now.
I wonder if there's more reviewers out there, you know, like going.
Maybe.
Yeah, like I wonder if that's part of it, because that's obviously as video games get more and more popular, which they are, there would be more and more reviewers. So you would think, you know, maybe that's what's kind of doing it.
Yeah, it's very odd. Like the fact that like Forza has been like one of the only 90 reviewed games in
Over a year
a
now,
while.
right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
And,
definitely.
like nothing has even hit the 90 mark.
There's other stuff. There's like little stuff, but like even those will get like, you know, like on OpenCritic, you'll see stuff that has like a crazy high score, but then it only have like 7 reviews or something like that. You know?
That doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. And then re-releases and stuff like Disco Elysium, that version that came out last year, that was super high.
Like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Anyways, for Total War Warhammer, IGN gave it a 9. Trying to pull up more notable ones. Game Sky gave it an 8.8. Yeah, there you go. Game Sky.
Game Sky.
I don't know.
You
but,
said notable, then you said
I'm
Game
trying to look for like the notable ones, and it's just giving me these guys.
This is also a even more massive game than like a Horizon. So I guess it's going to take probably some reviewers a little more time, depending on when they got the code and stuff.
Yeah, how many reviews in all does it have?
Not sure.
OpenCritic does not say that.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sure it does.
You know what else?
34. It has 34 reviews right now.
Okay, that's
and then,
still
yeah,
a good
PC
amount.
Gamer gave it a 90. So yeah, it's just getting 9s across the board.
Yeah. I guess I could just talk about it real quick here. King of Fighters has come out this week as well.
Oh, is it
like,
really?
I think gotten like in the 80s. So it's reviewed, I think, even better than the King of Fighters 14. So it's looking good for fighting games. That's the first big fighting game of the year. I don't know if there's gonna be another one, but yeah.
While we're talking about the Cuphead TV show, also got great reviews.
Oh yeah,
that's getting like 9s across the board too, or whatever.
Yeah, very.
The Uncharted movie getting mediocre scores.
Meh.
Yeah, kind of meh. A little bit better than I thought, if I'm being honest. Like,
meh is better than bad.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know, kind of funny. I saw their little TikTok thing on it. They seem to enjoy it enough. So you know, it's,
I mean, I'm sure it's Tom Holland and action scenes.
Right.
He will be fun enough to bring you through a movie.
Are you going to see Uncharted?
Not in the theaters. I'll just wait for it to rank.
Wait. I might wait. I don't know. I might go see it too. I got a week off next week, so I might just go see it one day.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour movie or whatever.
Yeah, go have some fun. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, that'll do it for reviews. We look forward to Horizon, which I can start.
We got Elden Ring reviews are probably Monday.
Yeah, Elden Ring reviews coming out next week. We'll go over those on the show next week because I'm sure
you would assume Monday.
Yeah, you would assume. I think those are going to be very high. If I had to guess.
I mean, that will probably be the first 90 game this year.
Yeah, I would bet that too.
But like again, I hope that game sells well. I know sales are different than like critical reviews. Yeah, I mean,
I think Elden Ring will do better than. I mean, this game's getting talked about more than any Souls game.
Maybe I hope it does. Like, because this is
it's also on last gen as well, so I think that game will very much sell well. I'm curious about both these, that and Horizon. I'm curious how both of those are going to end up selling.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
Also, we should mention the Total War Warhammer game is on Xbox Game Pass, only on PC though.
Oh,
it's just a PC game right now.
That is right.
Yeah, but you can go get it over there if you have Game Pass and you got a PC.
Yeah, check it out.
And I know they said they're making a console version. I read that on something.
Oh,
earlier,
sweet.
So yeah, we'll probably get that maybe later this year.
Yeah.
That'd be. I'll be excited to check it out when it's on consoles because I did like Halo so much.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on now. Next up, we have confirmation that the new Call of Duty sequel will be the new Call of Duty game will be a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. There will also be a new version of Warzone, both built in a new engine. Infinity War is leading development on both games.
Yeah, which we got. Schreier had like a report of Bloomberg a couple weeks ago that said this.
Do you think that's why they just came out with a tweet and said this?
Might as well, right?
Yeah, because it was a little odd for Call of Duty because normally they just wait until like July, August, and then they reveal the game.
Yeah, usually the finals, right?
Yeah.
NBA finals, they always have like
a
big reveal at the NBA finals.
But yeah, I think this was expected. I think we were all expecting this year's to be a sequel,
last
right?
year. It's going to be what it's going to be. Like next year is going to be Treyarch in a Black Ops game. Like that's just
exactly.
What it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now it's confirmed. So I would assume it's going to be a similar cadence to 2019 to 2020, which was Was it October was Modern Warfare, and then
It was like
it was
very
what
early in the next year was the
was
Warzone.
March, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So I would assume a very similar cadence. Give multiplayer a little time by itself, and then roll right into Warzone. Which this is going to be very exciting because this is going to be a current gen engine. They're doing a brand new engine for the game and a new engine for Warzone
Do
as
we
well.
know the last time they put Call of Duty in a new engine?
Well, Modern Warfare, they talked about like upping everything using like photogrammetry for like the faces and like they did a lot with Modern Warfare. That's why that game still looks really good. So if they're like upping it even more, like this game's gonna be one of the best looking games this year, probably.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see these next gen versions, especially this game. It's gonna look absolutely
I don't.
beautiful. I bet.
They haven't really talked about. I don't know if this is gonna actually have a last gen release. I don't
Really, you
know.
think so? That'd be interesting.
Especially Warzone is not going to. There's no way. With this new engine and
Yeah.
stuff, this would be just PC and
See, I still wonder if
current
Warzone's gonna do, because like Fortnite just did this where they went into a new engine and they just kind of updated the game
Unreal
into a
5.
new engine. Yeah, I wonder if Warzone's gonna do that and just
That's
kind
a
of
good-
update into
that's a
the
good
new
point.
engine. Yeah, just to carry everything over
We'll have
for
to
people
see.
that constantly play that. You know? Yeah.
That's a very solid point. I didn't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Very curious to see
What
what they
if
do
it
with
is
Warzone.
last gen? Yeah.
Yeah, and then this year's COD, also curious to see. I hope they bring back that doubles mode from Modern Warfare 2019.
Ooh, it was like something gunfight or something.
Yeah, gunfight, something like that.
Something
Me
like
and my
that?
one friend had so much fun playing that over and over
Yeah.
again. Yeah. Did they ever put
I mean-
prop hunt in one of the recent CODs? I would love
They
to go back
did.
and
I think
play
it was in
prop hunt.
Black Ops.
Was it in Black Ops? I'm gonna have to
I think
buy
it's in
that at
Black
some
Ops.
point.
Yeah, I don't know what a Call of Duty prop hunt would be like.
Prop
'Cause,
hunt's
like
hilarious, dude.
I've seen regular
It's
prop
so
hunt, like,
funny.
the Gmod prop hunt. It's
Yeah.
so good. And then
It's just-
seeing what Call of Duty could do.
Just hiding as a light post, and then
Yeah.
people run past you. Prop hunt is such a unique idea, and I loved it
It's
when
so
I first
funny.
discovered it. Yeah.
So funny. There's actually a game that took prop hunt and infused it with Dead by Daylight, and you like doing Dead by Daylight things where you're like trying to restart generators, and there's a killer, but then you can like hop into props like prop hunt.
Oh, okay.
It's on
That's
Steam. I forget the
interesting.
name of it, but it was like a really cool like fusion of two like cool games.
That's cool. How did Prop Hunt not blow up like, Among
I mean,
Us
it
and
did,
Fall
and-
Guys? I
and
guess it did a little bit.
On
you know?
YouTube, but that's a long time ago. It's Gmod, so it's really old.
Sure. Anyways, yeah, this year's COD, you're gonna pick this up, I'd imagine, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
play pretty much every COD release.
At
So
this point, I'm just like gonna wait for Game Pass. Why
well,
not?
it might just launch on Game Pass.
Yeah, it could. I guess if that deal goes through beforehand, right? Then
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I think they said the earliest was like this summer, so that's not going to release until the fall, if not into like November, right? So
That'd be awesome. That'd be such a big get if they could get Call of Duty on there.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they
it's already
will.
they already have it, but it's just like, yeah, it's if they could get that one this year, that'd just be awesome.
yeah, the question is if they get that one and like put the back catalog,
Yeah.
and then it's just like you
That'd be
just, you just
crazy
got
because you'd think
all of them.
that would launch right around Starfield too, and it's like if you guys could get this year's
Modern
COD
Warfare
and Starfield to come out like 2 weeks later, imagine how high the
Awesome.
subscriptions would go at that point. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
good get.
Yeah,
They're
very
probably
much so.
really trying to work to do that. I would assume.
You pretty much own the fucking fall, right? At least October, November.
Yeah.
Next up, then, Daniel. The 3DS and the Wii U eShops are shutting down in March 2023. After which, you can no longer buy or download new games on the system, but you can still re-download titles you already own.
And on top of this, I think they're adding funds to your account. I think they're ending that in May this year.
Interesting. Okay.
So
So you can
whatever
only really
funds you
buy
have-
stuff until May. Yeah.
yeah, unless you have funds in your account, then you could buy until March.
Yeah.
That's when they'll cut it off. But
So yeah, I
This
don't
is-
imagine too many people want to buy stuff on Wii U, but 3DS, I'd imagine there's a lot of people that still walk around and play 3DS.
I
And
mean,
stuff
it's
like that and just,
the
have
DS.
one.
That DS line is one of the highest selling lines of consoles ever.
Yeah.
People still have their 3DS. Like they were making 3DS games till even when the Switch came out.
Yeah.
Then they slowly stopped a little after.
Yeah, no, great point. But yeah, so 3DS people, go out and buy your games now.
Yeah, buy whatever little things. I don't really have one. I have Sloan's 3DS. That's how I played the Zelda games.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I have his. I don't have mine anymore, but this is just Nintendo just being very weird. And like even in this, because they even announced it themselves, like they have no plans right now to add everything to like the Switch yet.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just again Nintendo.
I think I read on like a Kotaku article or something that like there'll be 1,000 titles that'll just be lost now because they're only digital. Yeah, so it's like, oof, that's rough.
Like we need more companies to just try to save these games. Like,
yeah, I mean, Xbox is doing such a great job of it that people really, I mean, Nintendo and PlayStation really have to start copying that model because they are doing so good. I mean, even Steam does a great job with it and stuff like that too. But
yeah, I mean, even Xbox can only do so much because of licensing and all that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We just need every company to be like, we need to preserve these games in the future.
Yeah, there has to be a way to buy every game. You know, it's like there's no reason something should just be lost for forever. You know.
Yeah, there should be, especially if it's.
You gotta think how that feels from a creator standpoint too. Like, if you're one of those people that worked on one of these games that's just gonna be lost for forever, like you must be crushed. You know.
Of course, you want as many people to play your game, one way or the other, and then like Nintendo like smacks these people down for like pirating their games, and it's like, yeah, piracy is it's a very finicky situation, but like if the only way to play that game is through piracy, like what do you expect these people to do? Like
you
they want to play
choice,
the game,
right? Yeah.
You're giving them no choice, and then you're slapping them down for doing it. It's very odd. Nintendo's a weird company.
Definitely.
As much as I love Nintendo, a very odd company. They need to.
You think they'll come around again and do the like on Wii where they had that giant shop where you could buy like so much stuff from past consoles and stuff like that? You think we end up getting one of those on Switch or Switch 2 or something at some point?
It's been so long on the Switch already. They have yet to do that.
Yeah.
We have the online, but that's still really.
I wonder if it's just more difficult because you also have to make those games work on. Well, I guess for 3DS it wouldn't matter, but they also have to work in handheld mode and stuff like that too. So it's like, you know, I'm sure it is difficult to port things over, but
I mean, but they're not even porting things that should be easier to port. You know, like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'm sure that there are other games as well. Like they're just, I don't know what they're doing.
They're relying a lot on re-releases too. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Wii U catalog has pretty much now been ported over, except like you said, Wind Waker, and then they sell them for 60 again, and then they sell tens of millions of copies, and it's just like they're getting away with it, you know.
Yeah,
like Jesse and Breaking Bad.
Jesse and Breaking Bad. That's how I feel about Nintendo all the time.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame, for sure.
They need to just figure it out. Like Xbox has a team, a dedicated team, Jason Ronald and his whole like tech team that does FPS boost. They do all of that stuff. Like they have a tech team.
Yeah,
that does back.
I mean, Xbox is so good because Microsoft's a tech company, right? That's why Xbox is so good at it, right? That's why they were able to figure this out so quickly and not even quickly. I mean, they took a little while.
They did it in Xbox
like,
One.
Yeah,
but like they did it a gen ago.
Yeah, and I mean they figured it out, right? And it's like you know the other two need to get teams together to figure this stuff out.
I assume at least Sony's doing that, but Nintendo seems like
I mean,
more
going by
hesitant.
rumors, it seems like they're at least working on it, so that's somewhat positive. But
I mean, they've had way more games come to their console that are older, but than Nintendo. Nintendo really just has their NES and SNES libraries right now, at least. You know,
definitely. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that. Next up, then, Daniel, we got our MPD numbers for January 2022.
Pokemon number 1,
first of the year.
Call of Duty number 2. I'm gonna call it.
I mean, you're
I'm not even looking at it. And I can tell you exactly what.
We'll start off at number 20. Speaking of Call of Duty, number 20 is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Wow. Okay. That was selling really well even into like 2021.
It was. I mean, it was the second highest selling game of last year. So
yeah.
It says it was 26 in the month of December. So it's okay. I mean, it went up a little bit, but yeah. Sure. I mean, it's dropping off as you'd expect.
Definitely.
Number 19, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Number 18, Halo Infinite, dropped down from number 2 in December to 18. You would expect with it being on Game Pass, but that's still fairly high for a game.
That's really just, if you think about that, that's really just single player.
I've been thinking about this. I wonder if soon enough. I wonder if soon enough MPD numbers are just going to kind of become irrelevant. And it'll
they kind of are.
Yeah, and like I wonder if it'll become. I know me and you would love talking about this, but like I wonder if it will be talking about like either subscribers to streamings or player numbers or overall revenue. I don't know like which one of those we'll be talking about.
MPD does revenue, but like it's definitely like you've seen Xboxes. They've definitely transitioned through Xbox One gen to this
I don't know
gen.
if it'll be player numbers because that doesn't make a lot of sense with single player games though. You know, because that'll just be like an automatic. Because I mean, player numbers, you figure. I mean, we'll just be talking about Fortnite then, right?
Yes, but they look at like Sony's doing more live service games. You're going to see way more just player numbers. How many people played this game? They did it with Forza and Halo. They talked about like player numbers. They talked about however many people played Forza and Halo. Like at the end of the year, we had that. I forget what the numbers were. It's like 18 million and 20 million or something.
Sure,
something like that.
I just like MPD numbers because like I know it's just a good way to get some indication on the way that industry's going and like what people like playing and stuff like that. I just don't know if player numbers will be an accurate representation of that moving forward.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think it will become like overall revenue, how much this game made and stuff like that. Yeah. But anyway, where was I?
But then, I want to keep that conversation just a second because then it's weird because then some games we had that like $70 discussion a couple days ago, like. That's just going to be more revenue than a $60 game or a $20.
That's a good point, yeah. But I figure, I mean, revenue would also add in microtransactions and stuff like that. So that
then it's going to get very funky.
It is going to get very weird when subscription services like really take over, and that's the only way people are playing. Yeah, it'll get because MPD numbers. Once that point hits,
then I think you have to do player numbers because then it's like if everything is on game, just
maybe a mixture of both.
I would say if just hypothetically everything's on Game Pass, right? Just say it. How many people are playing God of War or Fortnite, right? Like Fortnite may be like multiplayer, so people are spending more time, but you know, this is a single player game that has this many players, and that's just they beat the game and they're done. Like it's going to be different. I think player numbers is really. I think
that's what I'm saying though. Is like God of War is like that first month will be huge in player numbers, right?
Yeah,
but then it's just going to immediately fall off. So and then you'll just be talking about. So it's like I don't know.
Or even the first few weeks.
I guess we'll see. I mean, the industry will decide for us what we'll be talking about. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's a very interesting conversation to have for sure. Where were we then? 17 is Forza Horizon 5. Still going strong. That game sold incredibly well. I forget what the actual number was, but for it being on Game Pass, it sold
higher than Halo. Pretty sure.
Yeah, it sold higher than Halo. Yeah.
It was like 20 million. I think that was the 20 million one.
Yeah,
at the time, I don't know what it is now.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it even sold outside of Game Pass, just like incredibly
so did Halo.
Well. Yeah, I know Halo did too, but like Forza was like one of the highest of the year, I think. But yeah, good for that game, man. That game's awesome.
Yeah, it is. That game is awesome. Highest reviewed game of the past like year and a half.
Okay, I'll talk about this later, but I was thinking like I was playing Cyberpunk in the next gen version. I'm gonna talk about it and what I've been playing, but I was like, this is the best looking game I ever saw, and then I was like, wait, no, Forza.
Forza still.
I was like, wait, no, Forza.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if Horizon can live up to that. I'm sure it won't be as good as Forza, just with everything going on and stuff like that. But I can't wait to see how that game looks.
I think the big thing between that is like it didn't seem like Forza had a bunch of tech issues. It seems like we don't know what day one's going to be for Horizon, but like hopefully it doesn't have tech issues because that could like kind of lower your like mindset for the game.
Yeah, certainly. Where were we then? 16, Animal Crossing: New Horizons, still going strong there. Yeah, man, that game, I cannot believe how well that game holds, though. I feel like we've been talking about this over the course of this whole show, but like that game,
it's basically been the course of the show.
It really has, yeah. 15, Mario Party Superstars. 14, NBA 2K22 from Take-Two. This is a $70 game as well, which I didn't realize. We were having that conversation. I was looking like, what companies are $70 games?
There's only a few. There's not a ton.
So Take-Two's doing it.
With some things,
well, like Tiny Tina or whatever the fuck, that game's 70. And,
is it?
That game. Yeah, unfortunately, that game's 70. It seems like Square's doing it now as well, because the PC version of Final Fantasy VII Remake was 70, and now Forspoken is 70.
Okay. Sony first party, and then Activision Blizzard. Yeah, so Nintendo's not yet. Don't tell Nintendo people are charging 70.
Don't tell Nintendo.
Do not tell Nintendo.
I feel like Nintendo can't get away with it until the next system, right? I mean, I feel like maybe they could.
I mean, I hope so. Don't tell Nintendo. So far, Xbox first party is not doing it yet.
Xbox. I wonder if
Ubisoft is, because there are some.
Yeah, Ubisoft's not yet.
There's a lot of devs that are doing like multi packages, so it's like the normal 60, the $100 version or
Yeah,
whatever.
and a lot of people are like figuring out ways to get around it, like buying the last gen version and then just upgrading and getting it for free.
You're not gonna get that with everything.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's gonna stop. I think once games are fully current gen and no last gen version released, I think we'll see.
This might be the last year for that.
Yeah,
I would assume.
Yeah, you would hope, right? But with the pandemic and everything, I just don't know. But yeah, we'll see. It's surprising Ubisoft hasn't yet, and EA. Good for them.
EA is a mixed bag, man. They do so many good things and bad things like simultaneously.
Time, right?
they're constantly the worst and the best. It's like, oh man, you're making It Takes Two, and then like look at FIFA and Madden. Great, good job, EA.
Number 13, Minecraft. It was also number 13 the last month. Sticking strong there, Minecraft. I need it. Has there been a like a next gen upgrade to Minecraft yet?
Yeah.
Sure. Has there? Okay, I might have to check it. I haven't popped in Minecraft in years. You know.
Me too. I watch Achievement Hunter play every week, so like I get to see. But they're not always doing like the basic updates. They're just doing like little things they make and stuff. So, but I've been watching Achievement Hunter play Minecraft since like 2011 or something. It's 2012 or whatever. So long.
Me and my friend one time built like this giant house. I would love to just pull up that save on my Xbox and go.
Well, there's the two new launchers. This is the launchers now. There's like the new one that is cross thing between everything, I think, and then there's like the old like 360 version.
Oh, interesting.
So you might have to like do some
re-download the 360 version and then try to like transfer the save or something like that.
See if there's like Google like a transfer thing with that.
Interesting. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Number 12, Far Cry 6. Number 11, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond / Shiny Pearl.
Dipped a lot.
Yeah, it did dip a lot. It was number 3 the month before that. Number 10, Battlefield 2042. Just still selling pretty well. I know they were disappointed with their sales, but it's like, you guys are still selling, so.
They just gotta fix it.
Yeah, I have a friend at work that constantly talks about this game, and I'm just like, man, you like
disappointed?
This game? No, he loves it. He fucking loves it. It's crazy.
I mean, I wanted to like the game. It just came so broken.
Yeah, I think he's just like a giant Battlefield fan too, and he just doesn't. I mean, I'm sure he's not like reading stuff online and about the negativity around it and stuff like that. So it doesn't even seem like he notices anything bad with it. Number 9 is a new game, Rainbow Six Extraction. Bit low.
That's awesome. I think that they announced either yesterday or today that they had like 5 million players.
That's not bad.
This
seems kind of low for me, no? 9 for Rainbow Six? You would think Rainbow Six would.
This is not a main game. This is like a smaller like experience.
I think they wanted it to be though.
But 5 million players, that sounds like a lot to me, especially with it being on Game Pass.
The players it does, yeah. With that information, it certainly does. But I would have thought higher than 9. I guess with it on Game Pass as well. Yeah, you got a good point.
I don't think they pumped a lot into this.
No.
In terms of marketing and stuff,
it's just been so long since Siege that this just came across as like, here's the next Rainbow Six, and I guess
wasn't it supposed to be just Siege DLC, and then they made it into its own thing?
Yeah, I guess that was happening.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, Mario Kart 8. Here you go. Here's why we're getting DLC, you motherfuckers.
Stop buying it.
Here we go. You guys just had to keep buying it. Don't we all own it? Don't we all own it? I swear, I have like 3 copies.
I think it's a third of the Switches, or a little over a third of the Switches, and then it also sold like 8 million on the Wii U.
This is why I'm not getting a new Mario Kart.
This is why we're not getting a new one right now. At least another 2 years.
I hate the world. Number 7, FIFA 22. Number 6, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Nice.
Number 5, this is an interesting one. God of War 2018. Number 5. It was number...
PC?
Yeah, the PC version. It was number 146 the month before. I just want to mention that.
Look at that. PC. Shout out to the PC version.
Yeah, it sold 2 million copies on there, so.
See, PlayStation, put everything on
there
PC.
You go.
They will sell more. They will sell more. That's how you get more people to do it.
Hey, I wonder how far away we are from PlayStation going day one on PC.
Probably a little ways still.
Yeah, I would imagine. Probably like 3 years.
They're going to keep testing the water and then...
Yeah. I mean, they bought that whole studio that just what they call Nixus that just port stuff. Yeah, I wonder if they'll try to pick up the guys that worked on this one too, because this port seemed really high quality compared.
Seemed pretty solid compared to I think what Horizon was.
Yeah, I know Horizon had some problems and stuff like that. So I forgot this developer's name that ported it, but I wonder if they try to pick them up too or something.
Getting more ports going, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Number 4, Madden NFL 22. Number 3, Monster Hunter Rise, which was 94 the month before. So did that have DLC
Oh,
or
yeah,
something?
Not yet. There's DLC this
Not
year.
yet.
It might have just been a big sale.
Okay.
Or there wasn't a PC launch as well. Like,
Oh, did that happen? You might be right.
I don't
You
know
might
if
be
it
right.
was that year, that past month, was it?
Let me
Was
see.
it this? There might have been.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
not
that they were
saying
doing.
anything.
I knew there was because it came in the beginning of last year, and then there was supposed to be a PC port, but I didn't know the PC port was in January.
So
I thought
on Nintendo's top 10 selling games, it's not even here. So it must be on PC.
Okay, well there you go. Then the PC port might have been January. I thought the PC
Yeah.
port was last year, but okay, cool.
Monster Hunter Rise was number 3. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about the PC port, but yeah, considering it's not in Nintendo's top 10 in this year, it must have been. So yeah, there you go. Number 2, Call of Duty Vanguard. There you go.
Told you.
Yeah, I mean you did. You
Yeah.
certainly did. And then your
And then
number
more
1,
Pokemon.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, of course.
I wonder where that is right now.
Yeah, it's got to be high. What did we report last week? It was 6.5 million.
6.5 in 1 week.
Yeah. So I mean that's been what,
that's
setting the
3
mark
weeks
for this year. I wonder how high it'll be. I wonder if it could even be number 1 of the year. I doubt it with Modern Warfare 2. I assume that'll be huge. Another game called Modern Warfare 2, that'll do a lot. So
Yeah, I think Modern Warfare will probably still be number 1, but then that's only going to be in a few months too. That's insane.
what do you think top 5 is this year?
Okay, Modern Warfare, Pokemon,
Modern Warfare, Pokemon.
Starfield.
You think Starfield with it on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Bethesda Game Studios sells.
Switch Sports.
Switch Sports, really?
Top 5.
Really?
I'm calling it right now.
You're calling that, huh? I don't
Oh.
buy it. I don't buy it. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna have the Wii Sports.
Top 5. Nintendo doesn't have 2 in the top 5.
Nintendo, I think they'll have 1, maybe.
And what I name 4?
Yeah, you
FIFA.
named 4. FIFA. Okay.
Number 5.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say Madden, but
Or Madden, one of the 2.
one of the 2. Yeah. Interesting. Switch Sports. I don't
telling
buy
you,
it.
the game's gonna sell
I
so
don't
well.
buy it. Maybe. We'll see about that one. That'll be interesting. Okay, Daniel. Moving on then. CD Projekt Red has revealed in a live stream that Cyberpunk 2077 has finally gotten the current gen updates fans have been waiting for. You can also try a free trial now on PS5 and Xbox Series.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 hours ish.
Is it really that long?
I think it's a decent chunk. Like,
I
I
think
think
they
you
just
do the
put that out
intro.
just so like, hey, you could try it if you don't believe us that it runs well now.
But I know that people are so negative on CD Projekt Red, but like you got to remember that this was the company that did a lot of free DLC
Yeah.
for Witcher
Also,
3. Like,
it's on sale for $25 till
Yeah.
March something. So,
I think
pick it
deep
up.
down, this is still a company that cares. It's just they had a huge mess, and then there was
I
like
mean, they fucked up, right? Like
and
they
then
fucked up on a
plus
lot.
there was like some work issues. They had like some bad bosses or something.
Yeah.
But like they definitely a company that cares, and I think that this kind of shows this is a huge patch.
I think they are doing a lot of nice things here too. I mean, for one, you get a free upgrade, right? The $25 thing I just mentioned, the free trial thing. I mean, those are 3 like really good things.
It's a
right?
massive patch.
Yeah. I did play it a little bit. I guess I'll just talk about it here. I mean, it
Sure.
looked fantastic, man. Like, it looked so good.
Did you restart?
No, I
as
just
well?
reloaded my
Okay.
old save. What was cool is this was, like, the first game I've experienced, at least on PlayStation, where I didn't have to carry over the save or anything. It was just there when I pulled
I think
it
it's
up.
just because it was just an upgrade. It wasn't like anything else.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. I don't know.
Because like PlayStation's still funky with that.
A little bit. They've been getting better. Like, I know the Ghost of Tsushima one was fine. That was
Okay.
like the last one I can really remember where like I literally just had that one. But
That's cool.
yeah, so I know they've gotten better since launch. But yeah, certainly it's been rocky over on the PlayStation side. But yeah, it looked fantastic, man. The 60 FPS mode looked good, and then that was the one where like I didn't notice too much except the 60 FPS obviously, and then I switched to the ray tracing 4K one. Oh my god, it blew.
Yeah, I need
it
to.
looked
I
good.
downloaded it. I need to see.
Yeah, I just go look at it because like the landscape, the background, all that, it looks so good when I was over there. Yeah, then I started walking and like in motion, and I was just like, "Ooh, this looks beautiful."
And they even changed the cover art, which is awesome. Shout out to the female V.
Yeah, they
the
got
best
female V on there.
the
Yeah, is
best
that who you
V.
picked? I picked male V.
Oh
that
yeah,
time,
because
yeah.
I listened to their voices and I loved the female V voice. I forget what other game she was in, but she's just I like her voice way more than the male V. So yeah, that's who I played, and they made her the cover now.
Yeah, I know.
Black
Me and you were
movies.
very high on this game when it first came out, so we were never the ones that had a problem with this. I know
No.
Sims. If Sims was here, he'd
He's
tell
had
you
just
more,
a lot of
but-
technical issues. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely had. But me and you are very high on this game still, and
It's a great
you know,
game.
yeah, I think. Hey, it's $25 right now. Everyone should buy that.
That's a
you know?
steal.
Yeah, that's a steal for this game. With the amount of hours you get, especially, and like the gameplay's fantastic in this game. The story's good. The really good
Cool
characters.
side stories.
Yeah, I would say the side stories are better than the main story overall. But yeah, I mean, this game's great. So go play it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
really,
go play
I mean,
Cyberpunk.
this game deserves its moment to shine, and
It's
I
not
hope
going to
it
ever
gets
get it, but
No,
yeah.
I don't.
I
Think so
think
either.
people too much
I hope-
too much of like an axe to grind with the game because
Yeah.
of the technical stuff. Like I was listening. I don't really like to call out like other shows too much, but I was listening to Ben Hansen from MidMax talk about like during that end of 2020 when the game came out, no website was really talking about the game. It was always like everything else. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty much we were talking about the game, but you know, we're just some small channel. Like a lot
Yeah.
of the major companies or outlets, reviewers and stuff, just really just wanted
Talking
to
about the technical issues around it.
talk
yeah.
about all that and not actually talk about the content in the game. You know,
That's a great point. Not enough people did because like there's a lot of good stuff there. Like you know, if you're listening to this, I promise you, like this
It's not a
game is
perfect
good.
game,
Yeah,
even
no,
even
of
with
course
its
not.
content, right?
Yeah,
But,
no,
like,
I wouldn't even call it as good as. I mean, it's not as good as Witcher 3. You know, I don't think. it is. I
No,
think
no
it is
way.
a step down
I
from
mean,
that. But
that's a very once in a lifetime game, Witcher 3. I don't know
Yeah.
if they'll ever make another Witcher 3.
I hope we get a Cyberpunk sequel at some point, and I hope that's what it should have been. The
Sure.
first Cyberpunk. I hope they just knock it out of the park and like give us something, give us a masterpiece set in this world. Because I really love the world in this game as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Definitely.
go play this game. More people need to.
yeah, play it.
Next up, Daniel, Netflix is making a BioShock project.
Yeah.
They're teaming up with Take-Two, and we're apparently getting a BioShock movie out of this. So
Yeah, there was a rumored movie years and years ago.
yeah, a
of,
long
like,
time ago, like
Ken Levine was supposed to be helping
right when it
write
first
it.
came out around then, yeah, like 2008, 2009ish. So it's been a long time coming for this one.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of details on what this is. I'm wondering if this is my pitch for the like. I would make it maybe like a trilogy of movies and have the first movie be the start of Rapture, and then
That'd be cool.
The
The
f-
Fall
then
of
the
Rapture would be a
Fall of
very fun
Rapture.
story. Yeah.
yes, having maybe this movie be the start and fall of Rapture, and then 2 and 3 is like, you know,
So
after.
there's a book about the Fall of Rapture. It's like what one of those books that are supposed to be set in game. Although I'm pretty sure this book has been proven like not canon because of everything that happened in Infinite and whatnot. But I did a book report on this book in
Nice.
like my junior year of high school. That was great. I remember going up in front of the class and I was like, "Cool, I get to just talk about BioShock."
Andrew Ryan. Let me tell you about
It's
him.
like, hey guys, let me talk about BioShock for 10 minutes. Everyone will
How-
love this.
How do you cast Andrew Ryan, one of the greatest video game characters of all time? How do you cast Andrew Ryan? I don't.
J.K. Simmons, that's how.
He has to grow
That's
hair.
my pitch. That's my pitch. I don't know.
mean-
I don't know who you'd get, honestly. Who plays the Big Daddy, The Rock?
No, the big guy doesn't talk. It's just be a suit.
Just
like-
The Rock in a suit with a drill.
This is definitely going to be big budget. They cannot like
Has to be. I know me and you were talking about this a little bit. It would have been better as a TV show. I think.
Yeah.
I
more
think-
time.
yeah.
But
maybe
if they do the
animated as well, if
multiple-
I'm being honest.
If they do those multiple movies, they could do something like that. Like last year, they did the I don't know if you watched them, the Fear Street trilogy horror movies, where it
I
was
did
like,
not watch those, but I heard they were
week
pretty
after
good.
week. They
Yeah.
were really good, and they did like there was 3 weeks in a row where they released a movie every Friday. If they did something like that, I know that's probably gonna be smaller budget than this. If they did something like that, like maybe pace them out, but have a little bunch of movies and then
There's also
3 movies.
kind of two different ways you could go with the movie for BioShock. You could go the more horror route, or you could go an action adventure type route. You could kind of do either one, and it's like, or just a mixture of the two. So I wonder which one, if they'll try to lean more into the horror, or if they'll try to lean
Into
more into
the-
the action.
Lean into the atmosphere. I don't know if it necessarily needs to be like horror, but like definitely lean into like the darker side. I assume,
would
unless you're
hope.
starting at the beginning of Rapture,
Yeah.
then make it more of like a drama leading into the horror.
With that, I could very much see just like a 10, 20 minute opening part of the Fall of Rapture, something like that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would too, definitely. I'm just curious to see what they do. So, I mean, movies and TV, it's all about the talent you put. I mean, same with video games, but it's all about the talent you put behind it. You know, it's like as soon as they're, I'm not like necessarily excited for this, even though BioShock is like one of my favorite things ever. But as soon as they announce a director or a writer or something like that, and I get to see like what they've worked on and stuff like that, then I will become excited or
you have
not
to
excited.
assume all that soon. Netflix moves very quickly.
They do,
compared
yeah.
to a lot. Like they announce things and they're going. So that means that this project, if this, this is official, so this project's in the works. Like they probably have more to talk about.
A little bit worried for me because I can't recall a Netflix movie I've liked. There's a bunch of TV shows that they developed that I've really liked, but I can't recall
they have
a movie
a ton of
I've
TV
liked.
shows.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Fear Street trilogy.
Did you? Okay, so there's something, but I'm just thinking like Bright. I didn't like, it's like shit like that. Is I don't know. I just haven't seen a good Netflix movie.
That could just be the creators, right? Like you're talking about getting the right people. That could just be a lot of that.
Yeah, I hope they get a high quality director. I wish Ken Levine was a little bit involved too. I think he would have that eye. We're seeing a couple of things with the actual. I mean, like the Cuphead show, right? That has the actual creators involved, right? And then the Last of Us show, Neil Druckmann's highly involved in that and stuff.
He's that's the more outlier. I think he's way more into it than like even the Cuphead people because they're doing the deal. They've been doing the DLC.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely get the creators more involved for sure.
Yeah, I think it's kind of necessary to make these video game adaptations.
Yeah, give me Devil May Cry. Where's Adi Shankar?
Where is
Devil
that
May
show?
Cry?
Yeah, we do need that one. You're right.
Come on. He's talked about like it's still he's making it. So
Netflix going heavy on these video games, man.
Oh yeah, they're doing a bunch. They have Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, they got Assassin's Creed too. Yeah.
They have something else from Ubisoft. Was it Watch Dogs? No.
Far Cry?
Maybe.
Splinter Cell?
I thought they
might have been Splinter Cell.
I don't remember. I know Assassin's
Creed. Oh, Beyond Good and Evil. It was Beyond Good and Evil. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, there's a Netflix Beyond Good and Evil thing. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. That's crazy.
Even though we're never getting that second game, but Ubisoft, get to work. All right, next up, Daniel. The Witcher 3 director reveals a new studio called Rebel Wolves. Their first game will be a AAA story-driven dark fantasy RPG in Unreal Engine 5.
Which sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about that. I was unaware this director left, if I'm being honest.
I think that he left a while ago. I don't know if I could be wrong, but I don't know if he had much to do with even Cyberpunk. I mean, they're a big studio that I think, because I think they're in pre-production for Witcher, the new Witcher game right now. So
I'm sure they are. Yeah, apparently their office is like themed in like half of its Witcher and half of its Cyberpunk. I heard something about a table was like it looked like a Cyberpunk table or something like that, and then like in the next room over it was like a Witcher room. Yeah, so they love these two series, so I'd imagine they're working on Witcher something,
So yeah, I'm not sure if he was there when they even did Cyberpunk. So that whole team, is probably still working on Witcher. But I know that he's just building a new big studio. Like that's awesome. We're seeing a lot of this. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom of like acquisitions and everyone being the acquisition talk's ridiculous. We'll talk about it in just a second. But I feel like we're also seeing a lot of old directors making new studios that are just making huge budget games again.
Yeah, we certainly are, right? And we need it too, because I feel like we are getting a lot of sequels lately, and like
a lot of sequels.
There are, and like I love new IP. Like new IP gets me. That's why I'm so excited for Starfield. Is like new. As excited as I am for Horizon, right? Forbidden West.
I hope that PlayStation doesn't get stuck in their sequels right now. I want to see them try some new IP.
I mean, they kind of are for a minute, right? Like Horizon, 2. God of War, Spider-Man 2, Ghost 2 is probably happening, stuff like that. So
is it Wolverine? Maybe is their next
Yeah, Wolverine would be that. Maybe Naughty Dog's making a something new, hopefully. Yeah, but for a minute they kind of are. Same thing with Nintendo a little bit too. Breath of the Wild 2, Fire Emblem,
this year's
whatever.
A lot of sequels.
Yeah, a lot of sequels. But I love new IP. That's why new IP gets me more excited than anything, just because it's like the ideas and
new world, new characters.
Yeah, new world, new stuff to experience, new gameplay elements and stuff like that. So we definitely need more IP.
Definitely. Yeah, so we're seeing a bunch of that. Like, this is really cool. A dark fantasy RPG. Let's go. I need
Yeah,
more things like The Witcher. Come on.
sure, definitely. I hope it is just a new world too, not like some IP. I don't know, maybe
I mean, the way that this says,
doing
it
Lord
says
of the Rings or some shit.
a AAA story driven. It doesn't say.
I figure
I
he's
don't
just
remember.
making his own world, right?
I assume so.
Yeah.
They have enough. He has enough know-how, and just get the right people to write, and then you could kind of make your own world.
I'll be curious to see what publisher ends up backing this. You know,
Yeah.
if a big one does. You know.
I mean, it's a they're going to be a European developer, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, cool. Next up, then, the CEO from Platinum Games says he's open to an acquisition if their freedom is ensured.
Yeah. And he also said, like, yeah, we're not doing NFTs, which is
Thank you. You
Thank
sure?
you,
Because
we
I
don't
could
need-
use a nice Bayonetta NFT if I'm being
Oh
honest.
no.
A scale-bound one.
Oh, great. And then I'm going to tie it in here too. Ubisoft kind of said in their earnings call, Yves Guillemot said like something like they want to keep their independence, but they'll listen to acquisition talk, which is just everything I want to hear. Everyone just seems like, yeah, you know what? We want to keep our freedom, kind of like Bungie. I think this
Sure.
Bungie thing has changed how people view it now, right?
Yeah.
So, or even, I don't know, like, who knows? Xbox has been a little iffy.
Even the
with
Bethesda one, it doesn't seem like Microsoft bought them and then was like, you know, they're still called Bethesda at this point. Like all those
Yes.
studios, we're still calling it Bethesda. It's almost like a separate entity still. So it kind of seems like all of these acquisitions lately have just been like, hey, we're just gonna buy you. You can still do whatever the fuck you want.
And it seems like that's just what a lot of these bigger teams are saying. Like they're just like, hey, if we keep our freedom, we'll listen.
I mean,
if you talk, we'll listen.
how couldn't you? You know, if Microsoft or Sony or whoever comes at you with a giant check and is like, "Hey, we want to buy you. We'll give you all the resources in the world, and you can do whatever you want." That's got to be such a hard thing to pass down. You know?
Yeah, I am waiting for the next big one because you remember I showed you guys what Keeley was saying. Keeley was like hearing things in the wind.
he knows of a couple that
And
are
he
close to
knows of
closing.
big.
I mean,
ones
we're gonna wake up any day now, and there'll be another big one.
Yeah, Keeley knows something, and I don't know what it is, and I'm scared.
Be scared.
Be scared.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is there anyone you'd want Platinum to? I mean, obviously we don't like want these companies to get purchased by anyone really, but like, you know, is there anyone that would like fit well with Platinum? I don't know if Microsoft's looking at them. Like, I mean, that might be a nice way for them to break into the Japanese market a little bit more and stuff like that.
I mean, the two teams that they work a lot with right now is Nintendo, because they did Bayonetta 2 and 3, and then they did Astral Chain.
Yeah, good point.
And then I would say Square.
Yeah.
With like the Nier games. So
Square, Square's gonna get bought. I don't think they're buying anyone.
I mean, Square's huge. I feel like
they are huge. Like they could certainly.
I mean, they could easily gobble up, and then another big fish gobbles them.
Yeah, there's always a bigger fish.
Always a bigger fish, of course. The famous Qui-Gon line. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think like who would fit well, like who needs Platinum. I certainly don't think Sony needs Platinum. I mean,
you're right.
They have enough third-person action games, right?
You brought up Xbox. I mean, they Platinum seems to be real talky right now.
Yeah.
Because even like last week or 2 weeks ago, they had their interview or their little thing they were doing, and they talked about bringing Scalebound back, and they were calling Phil out. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. You know,
maybe that could work. I mean, EA, I don't know. Like, that'd be kind of weird. That's a weird fit.
No.
I think you're right with Nintendo. Nintendo would probably be the most preferable one, right? That way they can lock down Bayonetta and lock down Astral Chain and whatever new IP they want. So, yeah, that might be a good one.
Or Square. I feel like Square would fit too.
Square would work well too, aren't they? They're publishing Babylon's Fall, right?
I don't know who's publishing that game.
I think it is Square.
It might be.
Pretty sure. Anyways, yeah. We'll see. That game's not going to turn out too well, but
we'll see. That is the B Platinum, so who knows? Maybe it's
B
good.
Team Platinum. All right, cool. Maybe Netflix buys them.
Oh no! When are we gonna get Oh no, Connor. What if like all these big ones are just Netflix buying?
All Netflix. Oh god, I don't know. They better get that streaming platform down then.
Oh no.
No. Here we go.
Or like Amazon. What if it's them two? They're just buying everyone next.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what's gonna happen soon, right? Like, eventually we're gonna be at a place where
maybe
these guys are buying big ones.
Apple, right? But what if it's just like the devil you know? What if people are going to start picking like we're going to go to Xbox and Sony because they're the devil you know
Yeah,
instead of
it's better than the one you don't.
Amazon
Yeah.
and you know and Google? Like let's just go
That's
to the
the
devil
thing.
you
Those
know,
would be
right?
scary because we don't know what that would look like, right?
I know,
If Sony buys them, like, okay, cool. We know what that's gonna look like. We know where we're
right?
gonna get our platinum games. Microsoft buys them, cool. They're gonna be on
Buys
Game
Activision,
Pass.
you at
We
least
know.
know they've
Yeah,
been in the industry.
exactly. But like Amazon buys them, it's like, where am I gonna play these games?
I mean,
Or,
they've had
like,
2 really successful launches back to back, but they've had a rocky road.
yeah,
Um, they're getting at least Amazon is getting better. Apple
sure.
has not really been in the industry in that
Huge in
way. They've just
mobile,
been
right?
huge in mobile, but they're more of a store. They're not really into like the dev
Yeah.
side.
Well, that Apple
Or
Arcade thing seems.
they have
It seems
like
like
the
a lot of people
curation.
really like that.
They're doing like the curation. Yeah, they're picking good games and putting them there. But I don't know. They don't make games, so yeah, it's very scary.
Yeah, we will see. We will see. Be scared of the acquisitions.
I am.
Next up, Capcom is teasing an announcement for next week with a countdown website counting down to 12 a.m. next Monday.
What a weird day.
Yeah, it is a weird time. I don't know what time that is in Japan. Uh, yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but
It would be at nighttime, right?
Would it? Well, 12
Yeah.
a.m. 12 a.m. your time. As soon as the clock hits 12
that's
on Monday,
that's Eastern.
yeah, and Eastern time on you. So I don't. That's gotta be in the middle of the day for Japan, right?
Yeah, yeah, towards the in the day. You're right.
Yeah. What are we thinking this is, Daniel? Because I'm not entirely sure. This could be
There's a
anything.
lot that it can be.
Yeah.
I'll spit them out if you want.
Sure.
So I'm gonna start one way. So it could be Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, that's on the high end, right? That's
Yeah.
that would be like a more shocking one. I also read something about the tournament for something is ending for Street Fighter, or one of those fighting tournaments is ending, and maybe they could announce it right at the end of that or something. I don't know. That was like a rumor I read, so you could be on
Street Fighter 6 could be that. Could be this is out of left field. People are going to forget, and I think this is probably the most likely thing. It could be the Resident Evil 8 DLC that they announced, which I think is the most likely thing.
I do too. Yeah, I think you're right on with that.
I mean, it could be Resident Evil 4, which there's been rumors that it's further along than people think, and they could be revealing it soon.
Yeah.
It
seems a little bit of a weird spot for them to reveal if it is Resident Evil 4. You would think that would be at
maybe
like
wait
a
E3,
conference, some sort of conference, or at like a state of play or whatever the fuck, you know. Yeah, I don't. It just seems like a weird spot to reveal something that big.
I have a left field prediction, or a left field one, the last one.
What is it?
Left field one is one we haven't seen in a while. It's been a very long time. In 2020, the last time we saw this game. Pragmata, we haven't seen.
Oh,
which was that spacey game that was delayed.
Yeah, you got a good point there. That it's been a little while for that. Did that get delayed out of this year already?
There was something delayed in 2021, but like
into that,
they haven't said anything about that game.
I just remember that one looking like I thought it was Kojima's game.
Yeah, it was like Kojima Dead Space.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah, it could be that. That'd be a good one too. Again, new IP.
Those are the 4 things.
We do want new IP, so that'd be cool. Yeah.
And I love Capcom. I mean, maybe it's a Mega Man thing. I don't know.
That'd be interesting. When was
Where's
the last
Mega Man 12?
thing?
Where's Mega Man 12?
When was 11? When was that?
2019.
Okay, so that hasn't been too long.
Maybe 2018. But like, yeah.
The font, I will say, of the countdown looks Resident Evil-y. So
let me look at it.
I'm kind of with you on the
DLC.
The DLC, yeah. I think that'll be it most likely. What would you want from a Resident Evil Village DLC?
It wasn't the thing. It might be like Lady D.
You play as her?
I don't know.
That could be cool.
You know what I really want?
What's that?
I want to see like a character, one of our like fan favorites,
come back.
Plays them, like
Ethan Winters. And Ethan Winters comes back alive story, Daniel, and it's actually a 9-hour. It's like a whole new game.
Oh my
just
God.
about Ethan and his life.
No, don't tell me.
It actually has like nothing to do with monsters and zombies and stuff.
You play as a hand. That's all you play.
Yeah. That's how Ethan's hand grew back.
What I would like to see is like a character we like. So like we haven't seen or Ada in a long time, right? Like
she was supposed to be in Village, right? Yeah.
That was the big thing. Apparently, they cut her from the game, so maybe they would save that for a DLC, and maybe Lady D's in there too. It was like Ada.
Maybe Ada was doing stuff the whole time during the course of Village. Yeah. That
It's
could be
like
cool.
Ada's one of the best characters, in the franchise.
I
Always
agree. Yeah.
mysterious, and Ada's really cool. It's Ada leads to Leon, so like, I mean,
I think you're right though. It will be a different character, I think, of some sort, because Resident Evil Village you played as Chris for a little bit.
spoilers. I mean, Ethan's dead, and then you play as
Yeah.
Chris.
No, and sorry, a Resident Evil Biohazard. You play as Chris in the DLC. That's what I meant.
There is a DLC with him, yeah.
Yeah, where you play as. I think I played this, but yeah, I think the DLC will be a different character of some sort. Maybe Leon. I mean, what's Leon been up to? We have no idea.
That's my boy. Let's go.
I would love. I mean, that would be extra hype if.
Or Claire.
If
any
Leon.
of the main
Claire,
characters.
Jill, any of them.
We
really,
haven't seen them in this more recent timeline. We haven't seen anyone other than Chris, which is very disappointing.
Where's my girl Sheva?
Sheva.
I want Sheva.
Where
Give me
is
a Sheva
Sheva?
DLC?
Where's Sheva? I mean, then you have the Resident Evil. You have the Resident Evil 6 characters like Jake. You have Sherry is there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe don't bring back those guys, but
don't bring Jake back.
No, we don't need.
He's a villain. I want to shoot Jake in the face.
Fucking Jake.
Jake.
Okay.
But yeah, like I want to see a character that we love. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, me too. I think they'll do that too. Resident Evil is very good at fan service. So.
Like honestly get rid of the Winters family at this point. Like we've had their arc and it's done, except for the daughter, right? Rosemary. So
yeah.
like let's keep them.
Oh, you're getting the Ethan resurrection in Resident Evil 9.
That person walking better be Leon, okay?
Resurrected Ethan.
No, I will.
We need to finish the Ethan trilogy though, Daniel.
No,
you don't understand.
I will lose my mind. I will have no hair if Ethan is the character.
Resident Evil 9, you steal his daughter again.
No.
Ethan. Okay, that's gonna do it for the news for this week.
Yeah.
Busy week. We will now move on to what we have been playing. Daniel, start with you. What have you been playing?
Sure. I was pretty much towards the end of Arceus, so I've beaten Arceus. There is some like end game content. Thank you. There's some end game content there that I have really no interest.
No.
Like.
So how did you like it overall? Like compared to mainline Pokemon games? More recent ones, like compared to Sword and Shield.
It's better than Sword and Shield.
Cool.
In most ways. They pretty much stayed the same the entire way through. I felt like the end kind of dragged a little bit. They kind of just were like, "Oh, you did the thing that you thought was the end, and then there's like another 2 hours left." It's like and then there's extended things you could do with the end game content. So, I ultimately really like the game. I think the catching side, the exploration side, that is all awesome and the best Pokemon it really has ever been since the beginning. But the battling has really disappointed me, which is the side I like most generally. I love the turn-based style combat and the different Pokemon, different types and stuff. And I feel like they really failed with that. I'd like to see maybe what they could do, take everything from this and keep evolving it.
Put it in the mainline ones now.
Yeah, take at least the exploration and all that side and the catching, put that into normal Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I want, because like all the stuff you guys been talking about sounds so cool to me, but like without the gyms and the battling, I'm just like, I don't want to just run around and catch Pokemon, if I'm being honest.
You're not gonna like this game.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't think this game's for you. There aren't just random people you're battling all the time. Like you can't. The way you have to grind to actually level your Pokemon is much lower.
Is that what's the point to that then though? Is like
you are still battling.
Okay, so you're battling the Pokemon you're trying to catch. You
can catch without that. Really, no. There are like points where you're just battling someone. That are more like.
Do you have to get through the story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there are points when you just like story you're battling something, or like there's those boss characters that you see. You don't necessarily have to use your Pokemon to battle them. You can just throw these bags of food at them, and you can win that way. But they'll get to a weakened state, and you can throw your Pokeball at them and battle them for a little bit, and then they're more weakened, so the food hurts them more. Okay. But you don't have to do that. So even the big bosses, you don't have to even fight. So the combat's just secondary to everything else, really.
Interesting. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's for me. The more I hear about it, but I'm glad you liked it, right? I mean, you're a huge Pokemon fan.
It's very good. It definitely has its issues, a lot of issues, but I think it was a step in the right direction. And I just want Game Freak to. They're not going to get it, but I want them to be able to have their time to polish everything, make the Gen 9 massive. Like, let this be another like monument for Pokemon.
When do you think we
But
get Gen 9?
they move in like a 2-year pace usually.
So you think it fall 2023? Like, could it be that soon?
That would probably be the earliest.
Earliest? Okay. I mean, that would be my guess, right?
Yeah, that'd probably be the earliest.
Yeah.
The way they used to make games was like make the 2 games, make a combination
The third
game,
one, right? Yeah.
make another 2 games. There was a while where they were kind of pumping, but then they kind of slowed their pace just a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. That's probably the earliest, another 2 years, I would assume.
Cool.
Because they have the other company now that could just do the ports. They don't have to rely on them to do it as well.
The ones that did the remake, yeah.
Ilka, yeah. So they'll just probably keep doing ports.
I think we'll get another remake this year, even, or too soon.
Probably next year as well, maybe.
Because they're off on like release schedule with this coming out in January, right?
Yeah, Pokemon's always been a November.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably do Gen 5 next. Gen
for
5
the remake,
update.
yeah. What's
Yeah.
that one called?
That's Black and White.
Black and White. Okay, yeah, I've never played that one, so
Yeah, Black and White's it's solid. Solid.
that was
4
DS.
That's 5. Yeah, that's DS. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the second DS one.
There's
4
a
was the
Black and
first.
White 2 though, right?
Yeah, that was kind of like their mid game
Oh,
because they
okay.
didn't do like they didn't do a third like.
That's a full game though. That's not like the third game they did. For
It's a sequel, but it's also like a third game
okay.
type of thing.
Cool. I would
That's-
hope they just combine those two in a remake then, right?
They probably would, I
Yeah.
would assume, because I think that they put platinum stuff into this remake, if I remember correctly. I didn't play it.
Oh, Platinum was the third one to Pearl and Diamond.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure there was platinum stuff in that game. So yeah, they'll probably do that with Black and White.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
But
Anything
then
else?
I played and beat Ollie Ollie World.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's a really awesome game. Really chill game. The difficulty makes it less chill.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, because this game, it's kind of a critique, but I like it at the same time. The game asks you to be perfect for the most part. And if you're not perfect, you are redoing these checkpoints over and over again. So you need to be on on timing and look ahead as you're doing something. But it's very fun. The art style is so good. I love this. Like,
Yeah, it looks really good when you.
this
see
game's
gameplay of
just
it.
it's so charming. There's a lot of customizing your skater. I want to talk about the story just for a minute.
Please.
so there is maybe you can tell me if any of this was in 1 and 2. So there is 5 skate gods.
I don't remember a story at all in 1 and 2.
Okay,
so,
okay, cool.
yeah.
So I'll explain the story then. You'll have fun with this. So there are 5 skate gods that are in Narvana. They're in
yeah.
Narvana with GNAR, Narvana. They're in Narvana, and then there's like the skate world, right? Which is just where we are. There's a person, I forget exactly what they call the person. I'm gonna call them Skate Jesus.
Skate Jesus, sure.
So there's a person that has to like talk to the gods between the 2 worlds, right? So she is retiring, and then she's gonna go like skate and like skate afterlife, right? Yeah. So she is like looking around the skaters and like trying to find her replacement for Skate Jesus, and you make your character. That's basically the first thing you do. You make your character, and you are just on your journey to trying to prove that you can be Skate Jesus. And you have like a little cast of characters. Her name is Shiffin, I think, or something like that. And then you have this other guy called Gnarly Mike, I think is his name.
Gnarly Mike, fuck yeah.
Just a big dude with tattoos, and he has like missing a leg. He's really funny.
Is
He's the
Ollie
guy that
the
gives
skateboarding bum in there?
No, there's no
No.
person named Ollie.
Okay.
Gnarly Mike's pretty cool. So the challenges that you get for like each level is through him. Technically, he gives you the Mike challenges or whatever they're called. Then you got this other character, just really old man, and his name is just Dad. Everyone just calls him Dad.
Sure, Dad.
Super funny, like old man character. That's really cool. And then my favorite like side character, her name is Susie. She is the one that's technically the camera that you see. So every like level that you're doing, she is always there with you
She's
because
like
she is
the floating camera guy in Mario 64.
exactly
Yeah.
the what's his name? Kamika Kamek or something like that.
I have no
I think
idea.
it's his name.
I was unaware he had a name.
I think it's Kamek or something like that.
Cappy.
But yeah, she is technically the person that films, and her camera's Cammy.
Sure.
And so Susan and Cammy are pretty. There, she's this little short little girl. She follows you, and yeah, your goal is to like each. There's 5 worlds, and you have to like get to the final level, which is where the gods are. So you have to like prove yourself to each of the 5 gods that you could be skate Jesus, and yeah, and then
I love it.
so that's
Skate Jesus.
that's your goal. Become skate Jesus. So
Sure.
the game is pretty much like you beat it and then that's it. Like
You interact
like,
with those characters a lot?
oh, every level, all the
Yeah.
time.
That's cool.
Like there is a ton of dialogue in this game, but there is no voice.
Sure.
The characters are awesome. Like the writing's really funny. There are side characters you're meeting all the time. Like each world has its own side characters. Even up until like maybe the 5th level or 5th world, you're getting new things added. Like they are.
That's
slowly
awesome
adding-
because like what I played a lot of Ali Ali 2 and a little bit of 1, and there was none of this in it. It was just straight levels. So
Yeah, so they add things like they ease you into like different mechanics. Like from grinding, like you don't start grinding, like even to the wall running, like there's like little walls you could do. I guess I should say what this is. This is a 2D skating game
Oh,
with
yeah.
tricks, with tricks and
pretty
stuff.
much turns into a platformer, right? With
It's a platformer, very fast.
yeah.
You have to be very perfect all the time. Everything you need to be timing it right. Whether it's grinding, you can like grind in like 4 different directions for different grinds that you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of controls. I feel like they could like dial it back just a bit. I feel like there's too many different things you could do.
A lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Like even just a simple mechanic as falling right is a mechanic. If you hit A as you fall, you'll get like a perfect fall that I think helps you keep your combo going and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Or because then, well, they introduced the perfect fall, and then they introduced falling into a manual. You could just manual keep your combo going.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
really
Tony Hawk works, pretty much.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, the game's amazing. I think if you like skateboarding and you like Cartoon Network art style, like a Adventure Time, like this is perfect. The music is, I think it's all licensed. If I like, because there's like a name.
Oh, is
that
it
pops up in
licensed
a
music?
song.
Really?
I think it's all just kind of licensed, but it's all like very chill. Like
Any like recognizable songs or artists?
no,
No. Okay.
no, it's all kind of house music, like house electronic, very chill
Sure.
electronic, very calming music, and it's a nice time. The levels are generally very quick. There were a few of them that were like, this is a little too long, but they have a lot of checkpoints generally through the levels if they're longer.
Yeah.
And there's multiple ways you can go in some of the levels, which is pretty cool. Like it'll split, and if you do a grind here, you're just going off to this.
Oh, you like go up or down in one direction. Yeah. Get a little. That's cool.
And they call it like a gnarly path. So
Mhm.
like if you go, that's the harder path. If you like grind here,
Gnarly.
if you stay in your track, you're fine. But then if you go here, you're grinding. It's a gnarly path, and it's just gonna be a little harder. Or sometimes there are little like arrow paths that you just hit X, and then you'll change lanes, and that's just a different path.
Interesting. That's cool. This game sounds awesome, man. I bought
think
it.
it's
I
right
just
up-
haven't.
I think it's right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it once we have a little bit more downtime. It's just
Yeah.
there's a couple big
Maybe
games
March.
coming out that I want to get through. Yeah, definitely March. There's a good amount of time there, depending, unless I'm just playing Elden Ring for like a month and it's just killing me over and over.
That could be. That could be.
But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. At some
Please,
point,
yeah. I think before the end of the year, this is like Connor bait.
Yeah, it definitely is. So I mean,
Yeah.
I already bought it.
If
so,
I love it, I mean, I love skateboarding too. But if I love it, like, come on,
yeah,
you'll love it.
I'm gonna enjoy it for sure. For sure, gonna check it out.
That's pretty much everything I've been playing.
That's it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Look forward to Horizon. Gonna pick that up, and then what else? Are you getting Elden Ring?
I want to get it, but
You
I
want to
probably
get
won't
it?
pick it up immediately.
Okay.
Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Yeah, I've been playing. Well, I talked about Cyberpunk a little bit. Like I said, that next gen upgrade, fucking beautiful.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I mean, I would probably, if you're just starting it out, you probably have to play on the 60 FPS mode just for gameplay purposes.
I want to check it both though.
But yeah, I would. I mean, you especially go look at the 4K with ray tracing because it looks incredible, man. It was like,
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely, it was great. And then played more Sifu. I hit a wall in fucking Sifu, and I was just like, man, I'm about to get this exact feeling in Elden Ring, so I was just like, do I really want to like keep pushing with Sifu? And
I guess just wait for that the new like difficulty options
update. Yeah, there's an update coming out with difficulty options. Which
did they give like a time?
No, there's no timetable, but you know that's probably what I'm gonna do at this point. I'm just gonna wait for that because it was just I could do it, like I could push through that wall, but it's just like I really. The effort, effort.
Don't make you hate the game.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to hate the game, and I do really like that game, man. Like, it's just so cool to see what the next room holds and stuff, and like the style is so cool. Everything about it is just like really, really cool, and like I love it, and I want to keep playing it. And it's just that wall. I hit him difficulty in level 4. I was just like, oh man, I'm just not right now, not right now. I also one problem I had was I put it down for a couple days. I think I talked about this a little bit last week, but I put it down for a couple days, and I was just busy at work and stuff. And, yeah, I came home one night and I was just like, I don't want to play it. The next night, same thing. And I wanted to play it on like Friday night or something like that, so I got into it, and I was just like, my skill is gone. I do not know what I'm doing. I had to restart from level 1, and even level 1 was kicking my ass at that point, and I was just like, oh man, it is just gone. I have to relearn this, and it's like, I think the game would be better if I would have just beaten it over a weekend.
Your skill depleted in days.
It did.
That's saying something. Like that's
maybe that just says something about the game, but.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time. Like, I feel like you'd be fine in most games.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, man. I just like, because I went back to each level. Like I went, because you know I was on level 4, so I was like, okay, I'll go try level 3 again. Level 3 was just murdering me. Then I was like, okay, we'll go try level 2 again, see if I just get a lower level than that. And I got kind of far in level 2, and then it started murdering me again. And then I got to level 1, and then I was just like, okay, I'm literally back at 0. Almost, because I did have upgrades and stuff, permanent upgrades that you get throughout the game. So I did have those at least, but those are only so helpful, you know? It's
it relies on you, you know, your skill.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of those that are like drastic improvements on.
From what I've seen, those just look like more combos you get.
Exactly, they pretty much are. And I mean, some of them really help. Like, there's one where you get knocked down, and then you can press LB to like sweep your opponent's feet, and then they'll get knocked down. That like stuff like that really helps. A couple of them really help more than others, but yeah, wasn't enough to make my skill level the same. So
sure.
But yeah, I will go back to that at some point, probably when that difficulty option comes out.
Yeah, that's probably when I'm gonna check it out. There's some other games, so that's probably
yeah. But I mean, the combat's so fun, and like the setting and stuff. Like I said, it's so cool. So
these 3 months here are just a ton of games. So
yeah, I mean, it's a wild time right now. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, man. And like I talked about it, I got a week off next week, so I'm just gonna play Horizon. I'm taking a vacation to Horizon Land. I will go on the Forbidden West. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna take pictures of the Golden Bridge and shit. Me there, it's gonna be great. Fighting robot dinosaurs. Yeah,
cannot wait to see your screenshots.
I can't wait.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And then and then Elden Ring the week after that. So
yeah,
I will be playing some games
next Friday for Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's already next Friday.
Okay.
So yeah.
Next Friday.
I think review embargo drops on Wednesday next week for that.
Wednesday. I was thinking Monday. Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, it's Wednesday morning, something like that. So we'll cover that.
And how long people have had that game?
I don't think that long. I think they just got it. I think it was earlier this week they got it. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see with that game. Exciting times for sure. Anyways, Daniel, you got a game for me?
Yes. So I'm sorry that it's not gonna be visual, but I want to do. Last time Daddy went away, what did we do? We did
Sims' Daddy.
Yeah, we did a tier maker. Remember we did Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
Star Wars tier maker.
Okay.
So
I love these. These are fun.
I know we're gonna have a little fun. I have the tier maker here, so anytime you want to know where things are, I'll tell you. We're gonna do mainline GTA games.
Ooh,
or more than mainline, actually, I should say. We're just gonna do all of the GTAs, and there's a few that I haven't played that maybe you have. If we haven't played them, I'll just put them at F because we haven't played them. Okay.
I haven't beaten all of them, but I'm very familiar. Well, the only ones I haven't played are 1 and 2. But I've played.
I haven't beat 2, 3, and San Andreas, but I've played, or I'm sorry, 3 Vice City and San Andreas, but I've played them a lot.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna start with 1. I have not played 1.
Yeah, the original first GTA. I've not played this either. I haven't played either of the top-down ones.
Do we feel comfortable ranking it at all, though, for it starting a franchise?
Yeah, I mean, we should, right? Because we're doing the whole list, so I guess we'll rank it. But just note that our opinions of 1 and 2. You haven't played 2 either, I'm assuming.
I have not played 1 or 2.
Yeah, just know our opinions of 1 or 2. We haven't played them, so.
Okay, so where should we put them then?
So what? It's S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier.
It's S, A, yeah, all the way to E to F. But
Okay. I would put GTA 1 in C tier because it at least started the whole thing, right?
Okay. I feel like we can confidently say that for both of them, 1 and 2.
Yeah, I would probably just say the both.
Yeah.
Put in C tier, yeah.
And then we're gonna next we will have where's it at?
Because I know they're also not highly regarded like the other GTAs are.
Yeah, here, let me see. Maybe I can find a different one because this one does not have GTA Advance.
What is GTA Advance?
It was a GTA game on Game Boy Advance.
Really? I've never even heard of that. That's cool.
I played that game a lot.
Oh, okay.
I should not have been playing that game as a kid, but I did. Let me see if this one has. No, that one doesn't either.
Is GTA Advance just a port of another GTA game?
It might have been like 3.
Interesting.
Does this have Advance? Okay, this one's a little bit better here. All right. Yeah, this one has Advanced. Okay. So we got GTA was at C. So this one we got we'll just go to D tier as the bottom one.
Okay.
So we got S through D. So where do you want GTA 1 and 2 to be?
Do C still.
I would C still. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then we're gonna do I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, there's this weird logo thing here. I don't know what that is.
Get that out of here.
Yeah. So we're gonna GTA 3. Where does one of the most important video games ever?
Yeah, I mean it's gotta be high just on how important it is. But I will say this game's story is very lackluster. Also, it's hard going back to that one more than any other one. I would say I would put this in A tier.
That's where I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite S with the problems that the game does have, but it did start pretty much the whole thing, and it changed video games for forever. So it has to be an A, I think.
So I guess let's also kind of compare them to each other. So that way, not everything is necessarily an S as well, right? So like comparing them not just to like the industry, right? Okay. So there's a bunch of like little games or like DLCs that I don't know when they were made. So maybe you can help me with that. Do we go to Vice City next, or do we go to Liberty City Stories next?
I think Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories count as their own games.
So they do. No. Yeah. When we're ranking them next.
Oh, okay.
Is just Vice City next?
Yeah, it's just Vice City next. I don't think Vice City Stories was until after, so.
Same with Liberty City?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
So let's do Vice City, then we'll do the stories. Okay. Before San Andreas, yeah. Okay. So Vice City. I'm going S tier on this one. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I love this game. I think the story, maybe it doesn't hold up as well, but it's still pretty good. Especially for back then, the art style is incredible. The music gotta mention. The music
pound for pound,
still might be the best music in any game ever.
It's so good, dude.
The main character is great. The map, I love the map, even though it's a little bit smaller. Yeah, it's smaller, but I mean the mall is incredible. The island, the different islands and stuff. The middle island, having that with like all the rich houses
80s Miami's awesome.
Yeah, it's such a memorable game, I will say. So I'm putting that in S for sure.
Now we got the Stories games, which are 2 that I have not played either.
I have played all of Vice City Stories and a little bit of Liberty City Stories. I love Vice City Stories as well.
I'll go to you then. So
I would go A for Vice City Stories.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a top tier GTA game. I do. I think it has a great story, great main character.
Was that PSP?
It was PSP, yeah. But I believe you could buy it on PS2 afterwards, something like that. I think both the Stories games were ported over at some point. So I think they're even on original Xbox. So you can get those on console. But great main character in that. Again, it's the Vice City map, so I wouldn't put it in S tier. I wouldn't put it like right next to it because it doesn't do anything new. But it does have a new character, a new story, all that stuff. And I love that game, especially back on PSP in the day. It was great.
Oh, okay. What about Liberty City Stories?
That's an interesting one. I'd put that in B. I would say.
B.
Yeah.
Okay.
Less memorable characters, less memorable story, and all that. But it did, it was a Liberty City. It was just another GTA game set in that same map, like a lot like Vice City Stories. New character, all that. So
Just
still think a
worse,
great game.
worse than 3, but it's
Worse
still
than
good.
3, yeah, still good.
Okay. I guess next I'll do this one because it's one for me. You should go look up Game Boy or the Game Boy Advance GTA. Just Grand Theft Auto Advance is what it's called.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
Yeah, I played it a lot. I didn't really play a ton of the story, but like I just loved. It's just a Game Boy Advance, my little SP, just running around killing things and like just taking cars.
What's the map? Like where
it's
are
a top
you?
down. It's New York.
Oh, okay, it's New York.
I
Okay,
want to
cool.
say it's the guy from 3, but I don't remember exactly the characters because I just didn't care about the story. I'm gonna put it at B.
B. Okay.
I think it's a super solid GTA. I would definitely go recommend looking it up. It's probably doesn't hold up now, but I have fond memories of Grand Theft Auto Advance. Then what do we have next? San Andreas.
San Andreas, interesting. This is shockingly enough, I've never beaten this game. I actually don't know too much about the story. I don't know why. I never owned this game as a kid. This was one that I just played at friend's house. I had Vice City, I had GTA 3. I for whatever reason just never had San Andreas. I guess probably timing when it came out or whatever. 2005. Yeah, I don't know. But so not a special place in my heart, but I know a lot of people think this is the
West
best
Coast vibe.
one. Yeah, West Coast vibe is so cool. The map is giant. I mean, I think it's the biggest map still.
I think there's 3 areas, right?
Yeah, and I know. I mean, it's such an iconic game, especially at this point. And with meme culture, especially like this game is. I hear about this game like once a day. So I don't know. I don't know with this one. I would say probably S tier.
How's it compared to Vice City or even Grand Theft Auto 3?
That's a good point.
I mean,
man.
this is for us though. This is for us.
Sure. I would put it in A personally. I mean,
I put it above 3.
Yeah, I put it above 3, but I wouldn't. I don't. In my mind, I don't put it next to Vice City.
I could put it top of A.
Yeah, top of A. I would say. I think me and you could be in agreement on that placement.
Top of A. Now I'm gonna throw a curveball here. This is one I haven't played. You might have. Chinatown Wars.
I have. I love Chinatown
Wars. I know that
Wars,
people
Daniel.
love this game. I can't believe I haven't played it.
This is a great game. The Chinatown Wars is fantastic. One of my only DS games. I barely touched my DS when I was a kid, but I did play this a shit ton. I also remember the South Park episode. Yeah.
Oh, there was a South Park in?
Yeah, where Cartman freezes himself to wait for GTA Chinatown Wars. He goes on top of a mountain and he freezes himself.
That's so funny.
But he ends up freezing himself like 1,000 years in the future, and then he can't play Chinatown Wars.
Oh no.
Anyways, I would put this in S tier, man. It's a great story. I would say S, man. The gameplay is fantastic. It is a great story as well.
So is this also
surprisingly good? This is top down, yeah.
Okay.
And then there's like a really cool system though with like running your own businesses and like running drug businesses and stuff and like
that's cool.
Yeah, you would like buy different businesses. I can't remember exactly, but you would buy different businesses and then use the money you make from selling drugs and stuff into those businesses. And yeah, there's like really cool aspects to that.
Sounds like Yakuza.
Yeah, I mean it kind of is, but yeah, I love this game.
I'm gonna go to you. I haven't played it. I mean, we'll put it behind Vice City, right?
Yeah, I would say S tier behind
above San Andreas. This is above San
Andreas. Yeah. Okay, sorry, people. Sorry. I mean.
All right, we got 4 more.
Okay.
4 more. 2 are DLCs. GTA 4.
S tier, bro. I mean, I love GTA 4.
This is an easy S.
This is my favorite GTA. If I'm being honest.
Okay.
I don't know. Vice City's up there as well, but like when I think back on it, I had a better time with GTA 4.
4 might be one of the better stories.
I think 4 is the best story in GTA. Period.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we'll talk about one of the DLCs that I actually think has a better story, but yeah, I love GTA. I love that story. I love that map. The characters. Roman is a great character. Nico.
Roman's
yeah,
great.
we all remember those.
I really love Nico.
Very memorable characters.
Nico might be the best main character.
Yeah, I think so too. Little Jacob. Everyone remembers Little Jacob. Little Jacob was great. Yeah, that was a special game at the time when it first released. It was such a big deal back in 2008 when it came out. I remember like
Massive.
news stations talking about it and stuff like that. It just felt like such a big deal, and it was just a game I had to play. And once I finally got my hands on it, it was well worth it.
It's above Vice City.
I would say so.
I think so too.
Yeah. The HD move into GTA as well, and it just looked incredible at the time. I remember the way he like walked up the stairs seemed so cool at the time. The animation, it was like, wow, look at that. It doesn't look like a shitty video game.
Yeah, we need Liberty City in HD. That's what we need.
More HD.
Yeah, more HD.
Yeah.
Get a new.
Agree.
I know we don't want to keep going back to the same levels, but I want to see them as good as they can look.
Me too. Where are you putting it though? Are you putting it above Vice City?
Oh, it's above. It's my favorite out of the ones we've talked about so far.
Cool.
Yeah. Next we're gonna do, which is the one I think you were talking about, Ballad of Gay Tony.
Ooh, no, I was actually
That's not the one you were talking about.
I was talking about
Okay,
Lost and
that's
Damned,
next. That's next.
Okay, well, Lost and
Ballad
Damned
of
came
Gay
out
Tony.
first, but
Okay, we'll do that one. We'll do that.
Okay, let's do Lost and Damned first. Because Lost and Damned, I think, has a better story than proper GTA. If I'm being honest, I
didn't play these two DLCs.
Really, Lost and Damned.
Yeah, I did not.
Lost and Damned is a worse DLC overall than Gay Tony, but it has a
Okay.
better story. I think the story of it's like Sons of Anarchy. It's like a brotherhood with this biker club, and like
But you meet Tom. Is his name Tommy? Was that his name? No.
I think both main characters are in the main story of GTA 4. I think you meet them at some point throughout the game.
Okay, because then you even meet the main guy in 5.
You meet Nico in these games though, in both the DLCs. Yeah, like he's there. But yeah, Lost in it had a fantastic story, man. It was like your leader dies, or the leader of the biker gang dies, and then you take over as the leader and stuff like that, and then you get into like gang wars and stuff and it's really cool. Really cool side characters as well. Obviously much shorter, so they can do kind of more of a contained linear story than you could in like an actual full-blown GTA, so that helps story-wise. But
where do you think that goes?
I would say A tier, because it is DLC.
A-tier?
Yeah, it is DLC, and it doesn't do too much to change gameplay or add new gameplay mechanics. Much we'll talk about Gay Tony, but Gay Tony actually does a lot of different things than proper GTA 4 did, whereas this didn't add too much gameplay wise, so I would put it in A tier.
So is it above any of these? Is it bottom A? The San Andreas,
what's the top of
3, and then Vice City stories.
Vice City story. Okay, I would put it probably last in A tier.
Last. Okay. Then we got Ballad of Gay Tony. Since you kind of talked about it there too.
Yeah.
Where did I know that people love this deal.
Ballad of the Gay Tony also has a very great story, and then it adds a lot of mechanics that you see get carried over into GTA 5, like the club mechanic, and I think you had your own apartment and stuff like that, and what was the big one? Parachuting.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that finally in GTA 4 and on that map and stuff like that.
I never played that.
It was really cool, and it actually did a lot of new gameplay stuff that on top of GTA 4. This was fantastic DLC. I would say this is better overall than
Lost and Damned. Okay.
Lost and Damned, yeah, but I wouldn't.
Is it better than Vice City stories?
Yes.
Is it better than GTA 3?
Yes.
Is it better than San Andreas?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think you can put it above that. So we'll
Yeah,
put it
that's where I draw the
second in A.
Yeah.
And then we got, finally, we have the Big Daddy himself, GTA 5. Where does GTA 5 go?
It has to be S tier, right? I mean,
It's S easy.
yeah, easy S.
And it is my personal favorite.
Is it? Okay. It is not my personal favorite. I do not love the main story to GTA
I really do.
5. Okay.
And I also really like the 3 character dynamic, being able to bounce between 3 characters. I think really does a lot for the story.
I really like Franklin's parts.
I think Franklin was my favorite.
Trevor's are funny. I do not like Michael's one bit. I don't like anything about Michael's. I don't like the whole family dynamic, the whole him.
He's my least favorite.
Coming back out of
like
retirement
Michael.
thing. Yeah, I mean, there's some cool twists and turns at the end with Trevor and Michael and their past relationship and stuff.
Yeah,
I like all that stuff, but overall, it is not one of my favorite GTA stories. No.
Okay. It's probably my number 2 favorite story. It's just because I've seen it all.
But we do have to talk about GTA Online with this and how
you also get online.
How incredible GTA Online is, because I was a big fan of the online in GTA 4. Me and my friends used to run around that, and obviously we kind of outgrew it and like moved on and stuff by the time GTA 5 came out, so I never got to really experience that. But if I was just a bit younger and I had GTA Online at the time, I would have been all over it. All over it. I would have been one of those crazy people buying shark cards and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
I totally would have been, and I just kind of missed the boat on that.
Yeah,
But I do
think this
recognize
game-
how incredible GTA Online
I mean, Los
is.
Santos as a map is it's top tier, like
Definitely.
open world maps. Like it's so good.
Yeah, I agree.
I would put this number 1, above 4.
I would put it
But
below
I can
4.
hear an argument below 4,
Yeah,
just
I would
because of the story.
I understand the argument, and like with GTA Online, I've really nothing to argue against that, you know, because it is just so incredible what they did with that. But I just like 4 more, man. I just like 4 overall more. Yeah, but I can understand it being number 1.
I mean, we'll put it at number 2 then.
All right,
So
cool.
I'll read them.
I like
I'll
it.
read
I
them
like
off
it.
real quick, and
Let's
then
go.
that's it. So GTA 4 S. This is we got our S tier. GTA 4 is number 1. GTA 5, Vice City, and then Chinatown Wars. And then we got A tier. We have number 1 is San Andreas. Number 2 is Ballad of Gay Tony. Number 3 is 3. Number 4 is Vice City Stories, and number 5, I'm sorry, is Lost in the Damned. B tier is Liberty City Stories is number 1, and number 2 is Grand Theft Auto Advanced, and C tier is GTA 1, and number 2 is GTA 2. So
You know, it's a good game series when we didn't put any in D tier.
No.
We were like, fuck that tier. We could have just stopped at C.
This might be the best franchise, just in terms of bar.
Certainly,
of
it's up there. I mean, especially just to the open public, right? Like their casual audience, it's certainly up there. So, I mean, GTA is just a phenomenal series. Can't wait for GTA 6. We'll revisit this after GTA 6.
Yeah.
In fucking 20 years, we'll see. Anyways, that's going to do it for the Nerd Gods Podcast, episode 106. Thank you so much for watching. I'd like to remind everyone to subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/nerdicgods. You can also catch us on audio platforms. Danielle, anything else you want to say?
Be good to each other.
Be good to each other.
Yep.
Sure, I like it. We'll end it there. All right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.